Hello. I thought we would do a guided meditation that incorporates breathing into a non-dual practice. So, um, those of you that have experience with just resting in awareness itself, from different traditions, it's described as really not a meditation practice, not a state. It's just returning to our natural state. It's not developmental. You'll never have more awareness or any less awareness. It's our capacity to be connected. And there are different levels of being integrated with that. And along the way, there are some kind of predictable, I don't know if I would call them obstacles, but just predictable challenges along the path. One of them is that when you start getting a glimpse, for example, you have a glimpse of pure consciousness or open awareness, it can be intoxicating. It can easily go to the mind, feel like a head thing, and of course, because of our pattern of the mind needing to take control, the smoke coming in under the door, and before we know it, the mind has wrapped itself around and made awareness a thing, and then we are losing our connection with it. So it can have a sense, we can have a kind of a partial feeling of it, but it can be very heady and detached from the body. But non-dual would include the body, of course. So awareness itself never is apart from the body, but the way we are able to rest in it, as we really learn to integrate it, there are ways that it can kind of separate out, and so we can have a sort of a partial experience of it. It's very head-like, like sky-like consciousness, which feels good. So I thought we would do a meditation today that includes, we'll start with, almost kind of a mindfulness of the breath sort of practice. You use, sort of like a little bit like language that Locke Kelly uses in his glimpsing techniques, and then integrate that into spacious awareness, pure consciousness. In Zen, called Shikantaza. There's different names for it, different descriptions of it. So, get yourself comfortable. My background is Soto Zen. It's a high premium on posture, which it's useful in a practical way. If you're going to sit still anywhere, it's good to sit in a way in which you can be comfortable. Resting in awareness itself is not separate from relaxation. The experience of when you open to, and I really think of it as opening the lens, when you open the lens of awareness, simply are resting in awareness itself, resting in your true nature. Relaxation comes naturally. But when we feel disconnected from it, we're caught in the pattern, we're contracting. Relaxing in a mindful way actually turns us toward opening up. So they're related, so you can come from both sides. So first, just get yourself relaxed. I love the Will Johnson description of alignment. So getting the spine straight, shoulders dropped, chest open. and then surrendering to gravity. So really feeling the weight of the body. Notice where you're holding, and just really letting go. So maintaining this frame of dignity, and then surrendering. Will Johnson uses an image of a hollow bamboo tube, which I like a lot. Actually, I've modified it to slightly pushing over into a Dogen image, the ringing bell. In either case, we'll just start with just imagine your body as a hollow bamboo tube, or a wind chime, hollow metal wind chime, or a bell. And then with each breath, allow the breath to move through the body unobstructed. So just imagine the breath coming in through the nose and just washing through the body down into the earth. And staying with the image, notice how it is that the breath animates the body. It's animating the pigeon's body on the windowsill. So just notice with each breath the body is ringing, the energy field of the body. And then notice, probably you're listening to my voice, likely your pattern to have a sense of knowing kind of located in the mind. So decentralize. Locke uses the language of letting awareness drop down into the body. That might work for you. It's not, it's also just an image. Awareness is already alive in the body and awake, so it doesn't need to drop. So it's really a matter of opening the lens, decentralizing, so that we're not contracted and fooled into thinking that knowing is a thought, the kind of knowing that we're interested in here. Thought can't touch the kind of knowing that's happening naturally, that is your nature. Thought can arise from it, but it can't conceive of it. So as the breath is animating the body, feel how it is that the body is filled with awake awareness already. And feel how you can be aware of the entire body at the same time. It loses its kind of distinctiveness in a certain kind of way. The experience we have of the body when we're using the mind, kind of search, is we can, first of all, we can only really search one area at a time, and then through our pattern of knowing, how we've been influenced to think about the body as this separate entity with defined and hard boundaries, knowing the body from awareness itself, Those boundaries are fluid. So notice the energy field of the body. You might continue noticing the breath coming and going, belly expanding, contracting. Just know the body from the body. If you feel yourself going back up into the mind for a second opinion, let that go. And just rest in the awareness. It's open to all. The awareness that's not contained by a body, has no shape or form, no beginning or end. No preferences. Simply open. And then notice, because it's not contained by a body, notice that it's both in and out of the body equally. It can be localized, so we can narrow the lens if need be. To use thought, to hear something particular, to tend to a sensation in the body. But even that localizing doesn't disturb awareness itself. It shines through all experiences. Pervades all experiences. I offer this form of effortless sitting, natural awareness, naturally awake. It's a practice that you can do, so, well, it's said and it's true, you don't need to practice being you. You don't need to practice to become a Buddha, as Dogen said. You practice because you are a Buddha. So it's nice to have a way of sitting. You can do it anytime, of course. You don't have to do it in a formal sitting, but many of us do maintain some kind of a daily practice or regular practice. So this is an offering in that spirit Use the breath. Use the image of the ringing body, which is responding, which is in concert with, in relationship to the entire universe. Breath coming and going. The body expressing itself in the world as a shape, as a unique expression of life. So resting in pure awareness and appreciating, being open to the experience of this unique body are not separate. In order for the experience of pure awareness to be useful at all, it has to be integrated with the body that you are, that you have. Maybe not that you are, but that you have. Learn to play with it. Learn to love it, which is naturally so. It was so from the beginning. But we're taught in various ways for it to be one or the other. So we have this idea of transcending the body, transcending this life. Or we have the idea that life is only the body, it's only our thoughts and feelings. Thank you. May you be happy, healthy, and loved.